Morgan Stanley just announced thousands of layoffs. And at first glance, that headline feels confusing because this isn't a struggling company. This isn't a company losing market share. This isn't a company collapsing under bad management. Morgan Stanley is profitable. Revenue is strong. The financial sector is still expanding. So the natural question becomes, why cut jobs now? Why eliminate thousands of positions when the company is performing well? If you're early in your career or working inside finance, consulting, operations, or corporate strategy, this question matters more than most people realize. Because this isn't just a banking story, it's an AI economy story. And it reveals something important about how companies are restructuring work right now. I'm Imani, your AI career coach. I help you rise above the noise, stand out above the rest, and thrive in the AI era. In this AI job report series, we don't just react to layoffs, we decode what they mean. Because informed professionals move differently. They don't just watch the headlines, they study the strategy behind them. And today's Morgan Stanley announcement gives us a clear window into what's changing inside large organizations. Let's start with the obvious point. Layoffs during weak business cycles are common. But layoffs during profitable cycles send a different signal. They signal restructuring, not survival. Restructuring happens when companies believe they can operate more efficiently. And efficiency is exactly where artificial intelligence enters the conversation. Across finance right now, AI systems are quietly absorbing large portions of information work. Not entire jobs, but tasks inside jobs. Report generation, data summarization, financial modeling support, market analysis drafts, internal documentation, compliance monitoring, customer communication templates. These are not theoretical tools anymore. They are operational tools. And once companies realize that certain tasks can be completed faster using AI systems, leadership begins asking a difficult question. How many people are actually required to produce the same output? That's the question behind many of the layoffs we're seeing right now. Not just at Morgan Stanley, across finance, across consulting firms, across technology companies. AI is compressing the time required to complete certain types of work. And when time compresses, labor requirements shift. Now let's be precise here. Morgan Stanley is not eliminating bankers. They are not eliminating deal makers. They are not eliminating strategic advisors. Those roles generate revenue. Revenue roles tend to expand, not disappear. The roles under pressure are different. They are often support-heavy roles, operational roles, analytical roles where the majority of the work involves preparing information for someone else to interpret. In other words, process-heavy roles. And AI is exceptionally strong at processes. Think about how much time professionals historically spent preparing information, cleaning data, formatting reports, generating charts, compiling documents, writing internal summaries. AI tools can now complete many of those steps in minutes, sometimes seconds. So when executives analyze productivity across teams, the math changes. If 10 employees historically produced a certain amount of output, but AI allows that same output to be produced by 6 employees, leadership now has a decision to make. Do they keep the larger team and increase output? Or do they reduce the team and maintain the same output? Both options improve efficiency, but public companies often choose the second option because markets reward margin improvement, lower costs, higher profit per employee, greater productivity ratios. Investors watch those numbers closely. And when companies demonstrate that they can maintain performance with fewer employees, stock prices often respond positively. That's the financial reality behind many modern layoffs. Now here's the part that matters for professionals watching this shift. AI is not eliminating the need for human expertise, but it is changing where human expertise creates value. If AI can prepare information faster, then the human advantage shifts toward interpreting information. If AI can generate reports quickly, then the human advantage shifts toward advising decision makers. If AI can automate administrative tasks, then the human advantage shifts toward relationship building, judgment, and strategy. That's the real transition happening right now. Repetition is being absorbed, judgment is being rewarded. Let's translate that into a career strategy. If your role primarily involves structured, repeatable digital tasks, you are operating in the highest exposure category for AI automation. But it does mean your role may eventually be redesigned, or reduced, or merged with other responsibilities, which raises an important question every professional should ask themselves right now. If automation removed the repetitive parts of my job tomorrow, what higher level value would I still provide? Could you interpret financial results? Could you identify strategic risks? Could you explain insights clearly to executives or clients? Could you improve systems across departments? Those capabilities are becoming more valuable in the AI economy. Now let's talk about roles that are becoming safer in this environment. One category is AI operations. These professionals manage AI tools used inside organizations. They monitor outputs. They refine workflows. They make sure automation systems produce reliable results. Another category is AI governance. As companies rely more heavily on algorithms, oversight becomes essential. Professionals are needed to audit systems, evaluate bias risks, ensure compliance with regulations. Another growing category is AI workflow design. These professionals understand both the technology and the business process. They figure out where automation improves efficiency without breaking operations. They redesign systems so humans and AI collaborate effectively. And there's another role gaining importance across industries: AI translators. Not language translators, business translators. Professionals who understand the technology well enough to explain it clearly to leadership teams. Those individuals become bridges between technical teams and decision makers. And bridges tend to become critical infrastructure inside organizations. Now, here's the encouraging part. Most professionals do not need to become software engineers to remain competitive. What they need is AI literacy, understanding what the tools can do, understanding where they fail, understanding how to integrate them into workflows responsibly. Companies are actively looking for professionals who can operate in that hybrid environment. Human judgment, machine acceleration, combined together. Now let's zoom out for a moment, because the Morgan Stanley layoffs are not an isolated event. They are part of a broader restructuring pattern across industries. Finance, technology, consulting, media, retail. Every sector is experimenting with AI-driven productivity. And whenever productivity rises, labor structures eventually shift. This pattern has occurred during every major technological transition: the Industrial Revolution, the Computer Revolution, the Internet economy. Each one reorganized work. AI is now reorganizing cognitive work, work that previously required human attention, human time, human energy. And while transitions can create anxiety, they also create opportunity. Because whenever industries restructure, new roles appear. Roles that didn't exist 5 years earlier. Roles that reward people who adapt early. So instead of asking, will AI eliminate jobs? Ask a more strategic question. Where is new value being created in my industry? Where are companies investing in new capabilities? Where are new skill categories emerging? Because the professionals who track structural change tend to move before the disruption hits their role directly. They retrain earlier. They reposition earlier. And they avoid being surprised by shifts everyone else claims came out of nowhere. Now, before we close, I want to ask you something. If 70% of your daily tasks were automated tomorrow, What do you believe your employer would most likely do? Retrain you? Redesign your role? Reduce headcount? Or replace the position entirely? Think about that carefully, because that answer tells you something important about your current career leverage. Drop your answer in the comments. Let's analyze it together. And if this breakdown helped you see the strategy behind the headlines, like the video so that other professionals can find it too. Subscribe if you want weekly AI job reports that help you move strategically instead of reacting emotionally. Because in the AI economy, the people who understand the shift early always move differently. And movement matters. I'll see you in the next report.